welcome to Willit TV, and this is the current affairs show with Bella for real on board. And on this show, I always say that we only try to talk about the issues governing the society or the country. And on this current affairs show, we are trying to be one of the leading platforms with insightful analysis, database, and development. And also, our mission is to make sure that at the end of the day, every individual will be able to contribute when it comes to the development of the country. I would like to acknowledge my official sponsors. I have Willit Properties, Willit Eyes, and also have Whippy Tissue, and finally, Hans Beauty Skincare Products. When I'm done, I'll acknowledge them again, give them your contact, so if you want to contact them, you can get them. Okay, so let's get back to, let's say, business. Yes, we are coming to discuss business here. It's not really about business, but let's get back to business. Yeah, so this is about a news headline which says Sam George slams $1 acquisition of AIRTELTIGO, reveals company's 3.5 billion debt. So as a concerned citizen, I want to talk about this thing because I also happens to use AIRTELTIGO. So I know there are lots of people who also use AIRTELTIGO. So let's look through this. So I think this is between the current Minister for Communication and Technology, that is Sam George, and also the former minister, that is Oslausu. Okay, so this is from Sam George. It says the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nate George, has condemned the handling of AIRTELTIGO transactions, describing those responsible as enemies of the state. Sam George is describing those handling AIRTELTIGO transactions to be those responsible, and also he acknowledged them as enemies of the state. Why is he saying all this? We'll get to know. His criticism follows revelation that the telecommunication company burdened a 3.5 billion debt and was sold back to the government for just $1. So you see, he is trying to tell us that after AIRTELTIGO and those who were responsible for it went into a debt that is 3.5 billion, they later sold it back to the government for just $1. And I don't know why, let's say from at then they didn't go through, and now it's now that Sam George is going through this. So it also says that the Minister for Education, Sam George, has sharply criticized those responsible for managing the AIRTELTIGO transactions, describing them as enemies of the state over the sales of the telecommunication company. He raised concern over the decision to sell AIRTELTIGO, burdened with 3.5 billion debt for a token price of just $1. Speaking to journalists in Parliament on Monday, 24th of March, the minister questioned the patriotism of those who oversaw the process. Those who manage the AIRTELTIGO process are enemies of our state and individuals who have no sense of patriotism. So for anybody to have told us that they bought AIRTELTIGO for $1, and now that we have taken over the ministry, the American Tower Company, just one of the companies AIRTELTIGO owns, has presented us with a bill of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis, he stated. So you see, let's say that when the other party, that's MPP, when they were in government, you can see that they went for, I don't know whether it's a loan or, because this one that they are saying that some American tower company is claiming for 1.5 billion, that means it's either they went for a loan or I don't know how the thing went, but it could be that they went for a loan. And at the point that they sold the company to the NDEC government, I think they didn't make inquiries. So sometimes, no, it can happen that some of us, when we are buying things at a cheap price, we don't check anything about it. I'm putting it that way. We don't check anything about anything that comes at a cheap price. We don't know whether, let's say for instance, maybe a phone. You know, iPhone nowadays are very expensive, but someone will come to you and tell you to give him or her 1,000 for maybe, let's say, iPhone 13, and it's not sold at that price, but just because it was very, let's say it was very cheap, you will decide to do what? Buy. And at the end of the day, it's maybe you'll get trouble, because it may end up that it was stolen and that person just wants money, so he's giving it to you at a very, so before we consider things or buy things, you have to do investigation before. Yeah. So after they said after the debt, AIRTELTIGO was sold to the NDC government for just $1 per. And now companies are claiming that they are being owed, like monies are being owed to them, like they have to pay them some money. And example like the ATC, the American Tower Company, is asking for 1.5 billion Ghana cedis from them. Okay, so some judge further disclosed that discussion with the American embassy brought to light concern over AIRTELTIGO's financial liability. The American embassy, along with their team, was in my office. So this is from some judge. He was saying that the American embassy, along with their team, was in his office, and one of the major issues raised was the indebtedness of ATC, the American Tower Company. The debt sitting on the books of AIRTELTIGO exceeds 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. So you see, it sends some of our leaders. Example, Osla Osu, who was the former minister for this communication and digitalization and all that. You could see that some of them, when they came in power, they used our money for business. Like they used their positions for business. You are handling AIRTELTIGO. I don't think it was AIRTELTIGO that the only thing. It was only, I think, all the network, even Tigo in MTN as well. Because I learned he brought the 4G, the light. Yeah, I heard that she was the one who brought it. But it seems whilst working, they are trying to make money out of it. Like they are gambling with our money. What happened? And after everything, we are owing the AIRTELTIGO is owing 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. What happened? And he also said that, so if someone told you that they bought it for $1, who is going to pay the 1.3 billion that is sitting there and accumulating interest? He questioned. He says this because Osla says, this is the statement from Osla. Some people find it very difficult to believe we can negotiate good deals for government. I signed the AIRTELTIGO contract. We acquired it for just $1. Someone as MP, he heard me say we paid 25 million. A barefaced lie, planted on truth. Please ask some judge where he heard that. Please ask some judge where he heard that. Then sit back and listen to long English grammar and drama. Just keep your eyes on the ball. How much did we pay to acquire the company? $1. Simple. So they are saying they paid just $1 to acquire the company. So whatever some judge is saying is not true. That is what Osla is saying. So Osla is saying that whatever some judge is saying is not true. So some judge came to conclusion that he vowed to provide Parliament with a full briefing on the company's financial burden and alleged mismanagement. So whatever some judge brought up, Osla is saying is not true. So right now, some judge says he's going to bring evidence to Parliament. He's going to bring elements to Parliament for the full briefing on the company's financial burden and alleged misunderstanding. So right now, one person is saying it, one person is defending it is against it. So unless let's say unless we wait for some judge to bring whatever evidence he wants to bring, then we will know where all this is coming from. Then we know how to deal with it. So I also like to talk about the fire outbreaks. I don't understand the reason why anytime there should be a fire outbreak, it will be from our markets. The moment NDC came in power, then our own Agbogbulonshi got bent a whole market. Katamanto got bent. And so, like, thinking about this thing, is it a group of people who joined to go and burn up the place, or I really don't get it. Because the one that happened at Kumasi recently, I think Friday, yeah, the one that happened, investigation says that some people were saying it was from ECG, but ECG was also saying that no, the fault is not from them. And they were also saying that the market and some of the connections over there's this tower that they have connected their power to. So in a way, they are not connected directly to ECG. It's in a way they are trying to still power. Yeah, that's what they are trying to say. They're trying to say that the fault is not from them. So I'm asking, why should it always be our market? Anytime a place will get burned. And also, people say that when they call the fire service, the national fire service, when they call them, they don't respond early. Sometimes they will come with an empty car. But sometimes, you see, you don't have to blame them. I don't know if they do that intentionally, but I can't say they do that intentionally. So sometimes you don't have to blame them. Because it could be that out of the way the call came, they were in a hurry, they didn't know there was no water. But for them to, they have to check all that. Because some place will be burning and they will call you and you leave all the way from where you are to the place with an empty car. No water. What are you going to do there? So they also have to do something about it. Some people too were giving comments that they don't know the number for to call the fire service. They don't know the number. They will call what 191. They said they will call 191. They will call all the numbers they know. The call will not be connecting. So one man was saying that when the fire service people came and they asked them, they said no, their number is 192. That's their number. So the man was saying that for we the poor ones, we are, some of us are not very well educated like that. So you people that you are taking big money from the government, go and print your numbers. Yeah, the first thing is you go and print your numbers and be pasting it everywhere that you think can get bent. With the man saying this, no, I laughed at it, but I was thinking, why did he say that? Places they think. So what are some of the places? What are some of the places that can get bent? I don't understand. Because in Ghana, yeah, it's only our marketplaces. Oh. It's only our marketplaces. And I think there are people behind this. I think there are people behind this thing. Burning up a whole market. Look at the number of things that will get burnt. There was another one last year at Mokola. It got burnt. When NDC came in power, no, Katamanto got burnt. Now another one at Kumasi. Why should it always be our marketplaces? Some of our parents, that's where they work. That's where they get their income. That's where they get everything from to take care of us. So if their things should be burning, like you see, I know that the government tried to compensate them with some money, but it can't be enough for them. Some people can go to Togo, China and the rest to bring a lot of goods. Then it will get burned and the government will just come and compensate them. It will take long for them to stand on their feet again. So those of you who are fond of burning marketplaces and all that, you really need to stop that. You really need to stop that, because if you do that, it won't bring anything to the country. It won't make the country go forward. Why should you burn our marketplaces? I'm not accusing people. I'm not saying it may be that some people can also leave their things on, maybe electrical gadgets and all that, lights and all that. It also creates this kind of things. So all I need to say is we should be very careful. We should be very careful, because this thing is too much. From when I think about it, like it's in a way it doesn't make sense to me, because why should it always have to be our marketplaces in Ghana? Moreover, we all hope for the best in this country, because the way things are going, I know Mama is trying his best to put things on track, but it seems the man is trying. Just recently, the Katamanto, he has tried to compensate them. Now another market, then another money will be used to compensate those over there too. When we do that as a country, it will take long for us to move forward. It will take long for us to go on. We'll be delaying. Once other countries are building, they are promoting their countries, Ghana will just stay at one. There's no way we are going to go to the next level. We always be at one. It's not possible for us to move to two, because we are not doing our things right. We are not doing our things right. So for me, for those ministers, whatever that's were appointed in the term of NPP, whatever they did, I don't want them to go away with even a penny, because it doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the country. So each and every one should account for whatever they did. Each of them should account for whatever they did. They should be all responsible for whatever they did. They should pay. Money should be taken from them. They shouldn't go freely like that. I learned for the president, we can't do anything about him. Unless for, I think, did they say 4 to 5 years or so, unless we can go and question him. So he thinks, you see the kind of things that he has done to us, the citizens. You see the kind of things he has done to us, the kind of debt he has brought before going off. A whole big huge money for a swimming pool. For a swimming pool in the name of building a cathedral, which nobody has even sent him to do. Now a huge money is gone. Betting tax, COVID tax, e-levy, all the money, they are gone. We didn't know what they used this for. We don't know what they used the money for, but they took all of that. But they are saying you can't go and question him. That's the law. I don't know what to say about it. If we can't question him, it's up to them. And I know God will judge them. All the ministers and everybody, God will judge you. One day, He will account for that. So bear that in mind. If today, I say, and then na ya can like Manisha Wajun said that chimbi honestly, you go and do account for that. So bear it in mind. And also, let's talk about our Black Stars. They are doing very, very well. Before they played with Chad, I read our president was saying that the people are telling him to eat well before he sits to watch the match. But God being so good, it was 5-0. And I think yesterday too they played and it was like 3-0. So you could really see the change. In the time of Akufo-Addo, Ghanaians were crying. It was as if the country was in a bad luck. But right now things are getting better. Yeah, we hope and trust it will continue like that, so we can get to the finals. Yeah, and he also bring the cup to Ghana, bring victory. This time around, yeah, we are not joking, no. Everything needs to get well by force. By force. So our Black Stars, you've done a good job, and we also continue to support you. Yes, we support you and back because you're doing a good job. Yeah. So you guys to keep on with your good work, and we will also support you. And okay, so I would like to end. I'll be back with more. And always when I want to end, I talk about the youth. The youth. I always tell you to, arise for the country. Arise for the country. Mama is recruiting a lot of ministers, and we are just watching. My problem is I don't want mama to recruit someone at 60 or 65 in the name of favoritism, saying that the person has served the country for a long time, so he or she deserves it. It's not right. There are a lot of people. We are in a line. If you don't want to remove some people for the youth to come in, then the youth, what are we doing in this country? What are we doing in this country? The youth will be there. We have people with masters and all that. People who are going to the law school, they have the intelligence to also be at parliament. So clear all of them. Dear President, please clear all of them. Recruit new, put the youth there. Put the youth there, because all our ministers and all that, some of them are corrupt. They are all corrupt. They are using their position for business. So the youth, let's arise for our country. Ghana youth, arise. Arise. I always say this, let's arise and fight for the better Ghana. So I would like to end here, and let me acknowledge my official sponsors once again. Will It Eyes and Will It Properties. Always I keep saying that if you want a good land at an affordable price, just contact Will It Properties. And also Will It Eyes, clean water to quench your thirst. And also Hans Beauty skincare products. If you love my skin, I know my skin is not that brighted, but if you love it and you want to have more than mine, then I recommend Hans Beauty skincare products to you. I'll put their number on the contact, the screen for you to call them, and they will make a personal cream for you, and when you use it you will like it. Yeah. Also finally, I like to recommend Weepy tissue to you. Weepy tissue, the only tissue I use here in my office. It's everywhere. Weepy tissue is everywhere. Just 5 cedis and you will get the 100 pieces, the pack. You get 100 pieces, and the cotton is they've used virgin cotton, so when you use it to clean sweat, you feel it. It feels very smooth on the skin. Okay. So I would like to end here. My name is Bella for real, and this is the Current Affairs show. And as I said, at the end of the day, all we want to do is for the voice of the youth and all individuals to be heard up there. So I also pledge with you to also do a push me up. Okay, so you can give your comments on whatever program I bring up here, and I'll answer to your question. You can also bring your ideas on what you think about my video. So together we can all make Ghana a better place. Thank you very much. I'll be back with more. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Will It TV. Stay tuned. See you next time. Bye.